Hello everyone, today I'm gonna edit another picture, another set of picture with Arial, so the shoot with Arial. So let's get started. And this is the shoot, and the time for the day is evening hour, about half an hour after sunset. So I'm gonna start the VSCO. I use E5 for this situation because E5 has a nice tone for the like evening hour right after sunset, because it has a nice like overall tone in it. So I'm gonna reduce the highlight save, increase the contrast, slightly reduce a little bit of exposure because you see the face slightly bright right there, and then increase the sharpness a little bit. So that looks pretty good to me. This is the original, and then this is the edited. And sometimes you don't have to apply a lot of that. You can do 50% or 30%. So it depends how much tone do you want in the photo. So I think about 70% is pretty good already. And sometimes you can see that there's a little bit of white dot right there. If you want to crop it, you can crop that out as well. So you can crop it a little bit closer so that everything else, the background, looks cleaner like that. You can crop it like that, or do the 2x3, just crop that out a little bit on that left hand side, because those white seems like a little bit distracting. So you can do it like that, and then I will save as. And sometimes you want two different tone and you don't want too much tone, you can just reduce and then save another version. So it depends on your feed. Do you usually post the picture with a lot of like different like deeper tones? So the next one is similar, so I'm gonna copy, edit, and then paste it, and then see how the light look. So I'm gonna reduce the exposure a little bit because I see the face still a little bit too bright, and then slightly adjust the orientation, and then 2x3 crop from the photograph. Make sure the head is on the top third area. So, and then this is pretty good. Save the actual size. So this is the actual size, the picture I'm gonna post on Instagram, and then paste another one. This one a little bit too dark for me. I can increase the exposure slightly a little bit more for this one, because even though it is the same situation, like same location, sometimes the lighting of each shutter is different. So you just need some slightly adjustment for the shutter speed. Sorry, not for the exposure, like afterward. So this is the full body one. I can just copy the edit and then paste it to see how's the full body going. It's a little bit too dark to me after the paste. I can just make sure it's brightened up a little bit. I can crop closer so that it's more impactful, and you can crop it out so the top of the building is completely cropped out, so it's without any border on top, so that will look clean, like that will look cleaner as a overall. So I'm gonna save this one. Let me go back and then copy the edit and then paste the edit. This one I can see the orientation a little bit tilted to the right, so I need to tilt it back, and then 2x3. So 2x3 is good for the Instagram story. And you can see the top still a little bit like white stripe. I'm gonna completely crop out so it looks cleaner on the top. So I'm gonna save as. So these are all the 56 1.2 lens by the 56 1.2 Fujifilm 1.2 lens Fujifilm X-T2, and I just got my the 23mm f2 again. So I'm going to do some more comparison picture so that you will see some comparison between two different lenses. I got a lot of requests on the 90mm versus 56 also, so I will mark it down as in the future if I saved up more money, and then I will buy that one. It's just to do some comparison and blog posts about it. For now, I'm gonna do more blog posts on the 23 f2 versus 35 f2 or 23 f1.4 versus f2. So this one I finished the full body, and then let me paste this one. Seems too bright to me. I'm gonna reduce the exposure because you can see the face is too bright to me, and I'm gonna increase the highlight safe a little bit and then slightly adjust the orientation. So this looks pretty good to me. Save as the actual size, and let me check. So the next one is in different situation, but let me try it. This one might looks better in the A4 for me, so because it has a clean white background, so I'm gonna use A4 for this one, and it has a slightly brown tone in it. So let me double check. Slightly reduce exposure, might be increased a little bit but not too much, so it creates like a minimalistic style. So I'm gonna save as the actual size for this one, and then I'm gonna do another crop with the 4x5 style as well. So 4x5 usually crop higher, a little bit higher. Yep, so this is the 4x5 cropped for Instagram posts, 4x5, and I like the mood in this one as well. So let me start from the beginning and then adjust the tone so that you will see what I choose. So I'm just going through the tone, which one is better. Actually this one is pretty good. I like the chromatic feel in this also. So let me reduce the tone, increase the sharpness, and then slightly adjust a little bit of contrast but not too much. It depends if you like chromatic style. Seems too color. I need to reduce the saturation a little bit, like so reduce the saturation to make it more like vintage style. So this is a different edit using C9. So sometimes it has a nice mood with the C9 tone. So let me check it out. Let me copy it and then paste it to the next one. It totally have a different feel in the next one, so I might just use a different one for the next one. Let me see. I might just use a slightly HB2 for this one and increase the highlight safe, increase the sharpness, and the exposure is still too bright to me, so I'm gonna reduce the exposure a little bit. Okay, so I adjust the, so this looks pretty good to me. Let me save as, and then if I want to play around with other filter, I can just choose another one. I think this one is actually it's the C9 is pretty good. I actually like the vintage color in here also, so I'm gonna reduce the exposure a little bit more and the saturation. Okay, so this looks pretty good to me. So this is a second edit on the same picture, so you can just play around with different filters, and then you don't have to do 100% of the same filter. You can just choose a different filter. So these are my edits for today, and thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for joining my blog as well, and stay tuned for more picture and more video coming up. Bye.